Part 10. God Level Tip, report the walking 500,000 at the beginning. Author, Tien Taido. Chapter 91. The big snow leopard turned into a little snow leopard. Li Hao also gave it a name, White Cat. Snow leopard didn't like this name very much, but due to Li Hao's lust, it had no choice but to accept it. When we returned to Jiangbei, it was already afternoon. Li Hao didn't go to school or Qin's house. He sent Qin Yaking a WeChat message and returned directly to Jiangbei No. 1 courtyard. As for his poisonous Lamborghini, Qin Yaking will drive it back. As for Qin Yaking's father's car, the Southwest Guards Army will also drive it back. Jiangbei No. 1 courtyard, at the gate. When Li Hao appeared driving the No. 3 officer car of the Southwest Guard Army. Holy shit! Is that a military vehicle? Am I not dazzled? What else can that license plate be if it's not a military vehicle? Look at the license plate .00003. Car number 3 of the Southwest Military Region. Oh my god. Hiss. Dot. Shocking sounds sounded from time to time. The people who lived here were either rich or noble. What kind of cars had they not seen before? What kind of awesome license plates did they not have? But at this moment, I was shocked by the license plate of this Audi. At the gate booth, the property manager and security guard Zhou Tai were both there. Why are you still standing there? Open the gate quickly. The property manager said quickly to Zhou Tai, and then rushed out quickly. Zhou Tai reacted, quickly opened the gate, and then followed to the car. The two looked respectful and saluted. Hello, sir. Hello, sir. The person sitting here must be a big shot, he looks familiar. The next moment, the car window opened, revealing a familiar face. What a coincidence, it's you again today. Li Hao looked at the security guard with a smile on his face. Huh? Is it you? Brother Hao? That's right, it's me today. I just like opening the door here. Zhou Tai was stunned, but he reacted very quickly and said directly. The property manager next to him was also dumbfounded. Unexpectedly, the person sitting in this car was actually the owner of Villa number 13. Li Hao looked at the two people with a half smile, and drove in directly without saying anything. Until I watched this car go very far. The property manager and Zhou Tai couldn't calm down at all. I'll go. It's this guy again. Zhou Tai was shocked and said in shock. Li Hao parked the car in the parking space and walked into Villa number 13. Yashiun is not here, so she probably hasn't come back yet. Li Hao still felt empty in the huge villa. Perhaps it would be better to find 2 more tenants. This idea came to Li Hao's mind. But soon I gave up and let it happen. White Cat, you can play by yourself, as long as you don't go out and scare people. Li Hao said to the White Cat again. Ouch. The White Cat meowed and responded to Li Hao. Then Li Hao saw that the White Cat had grown bigger again and returned to its previous appearance. Whoosh whoosh whoosh. The White Cat was very happy. It ran here and there in the villa and almost broke some things. Be careful, don't break the thing. If it's broken, I'll sell it to you. Li Hao didn't care about the White Cat. Now Li Hao was really able to confirm that the snow leopard was psychic and could understand his words. Li Hao walked directly into the kitchen and prepared to cook. On the way back, Li Hao had already bought some vegetables and even meat. There was chicken and pork. Although it didn't matter whether he ate it or not, Yashiun was an ordinary person. Bang 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 bang. Soon, the sound of a kitchen knife hitting the cutting board was heard in the kitchen. Li Hao, who has god-level cooking skills, is not yet fluent in cooking. Not long after, some fragrance came from the kitchen. After a while, Li Hao finished cooking the dishes and walked out of the kitchen. There was no shadow of the White Cat. Where did this guy go? Li Hao was confused, but after listening carefully to the voice, he frowned again instantly. There were some rustling sounds coming from a room. Looking at the room that was opened, Li Hao felt something in his heart and secretly thought something bad. Damn it! This is the room where Ye lives? Oh my god, did this guy run into Ye room? What are you doing? White cat! Li Hao shouted loudly. Ouch! The roar of a white cat suddenly came from the room. Bang bang! It was also accompanied by two dull sounds, as if something had fallen. Then, Li Hao saw a huge snow leopard rushing out of Ye room. Li Hao's eyes widened, looking at the snow leopard's appearance, he couldn't help but curse. I'll go. Because, on top of the snow leopard's head, there was actually a big black thing that looked like glasses, but they were not glasses. It's what other girls wear. This thing belongs to Ye. Li Hao was stunned. What was this guy doing? Unexpectedly, something so private to Ye was dug out and held on her head. Is this someone rummaging through boxes and cabinets in their room? Li Hao was speechless and felt like his whole body was about to collapse. If Ye came back and saw this scene, wouldn't she want to kill him? And just at this moment, Li Hao heard footsteps outside the door again. Not good. Whatever you fear, it will come. Ye actually came back at this moment. And it was too late. Click. The door was already open. White cat, what a good thing you did. Li Hao's angry voice came out. The white cat naturally heard the sound at the door. It would definitely scare people, so it jumped down from the second floor. In mid-air, the huge body of the white cat instantly became smaller, and when it landed on the sofa, it had turned into a well-behaved and cute little cat. At the same time, the black bra had already fallen down, just caught by Li Hao casually. Li Hao, you are back. Ye said to Li Hao lightly, while changing shoes, and looking over. Then, Ye suddenly widened her eyes. She saw what Li Hao was holding in his hand, and it seemed a little familiar. Hello, what's that in your hand? Ah! A scream suddenly came out of Ye mouth. Ye saw clearly what Li Hao was holding. Wasn't that her bra? Li Hao, you, pervert, hooligan. Ye face turned red, and she was ashamed and angry. Li Hao, I didn't expect you to be such a person. Shameless and vulgar. Ye really couldn't believe it at this moment. Li Hao actually did such a dirty thing behind her back. Ye looked at Li Hao angrily, and was about to explode. It's not like that, it's a misunderstanding. This is a misunderstanding. Li Hao wanted to explain, but Ye didn't give Li Hao any chance. Happy New Year everyone. It's on the shelves in the early morning. Please subscribe, thank you. God level tip, report the walking 500,000 at the beginning. Author, Tien Taido. Chapter 92. Misunderstanding? I saw it with my own eyes. It was a misunderstanding. What a misunderstanding. Ye rushed over. Give it back to me. Ye directly snatched the black bra from Li Hao's hand. Then, he angrily walked to the room upstairs. Immediately. Ah! Li Hao, you want to die? Why did you mess up my room so much? Another scream came from Ye mouth. Ye saw that clothes were everywhere in her room, and even some close-fitting clothes fell to the ground. Ye completely collapsed and wanted to kill someone. It's really not me. This guy did it all. Li Hao wanted to cry, and immediately pointed to the white cat on the sofa and said, "This is such a big misunderstanding." Ye heard Li Hao's voice and followed Li Hao's fingers to look at the sofa. A well-behaved little kitten that looks quite cute. It? Li Hao, you still don't admit it? Stop making excuses. You said it was such a little kitten that messed up my room. That's impossible. You I feel sick and want to vomit when I see you. Yeshiun naturally didn't believe it. How could such a well-behaved kitten have any strength? How could it possibly be the mess? The next moment. Bang. The door to Yeshiun's room closed with a bang. Li Hao was speechless and stood there blankly. Now, even if you jump into the Yellow River, you can't clean yourself up. White cat? Look at what a good thing you did. My reputation has been ruined by you. Damn it. Li Hao glared at the white cat on the sofa and said angrily. Moreover, the white cat was seen curled up in a ball, its head drooped, looking cute and pitiful. Pack. Li Hao looked at it and grabbed it and threw it away. But the white cat didn't do anything wrong and simply ran away again. In the room, Yeshiun's pretty face turned red, feeling angry, and ashamed. Then, he slowly started to pack it up. While cleaning up, I felt angry, but for some reason, there was an inexplicable secret joy in my heart. Li Hao secretly went through her things. Does it mean that Li Hao still has some thoughts about her? In other words, are you embarrassed? It turned out that she was overthinking. Snort. But soon, Yeshiun snorted again. This guy didn't even come in to help him clean up. Even if you don't clean up, come in and comfort her and explain her. Moreover, this guy didn't come back yesterday. Why was he there? Why don't you come and talk to yourself? But at this moment, boom, boom, boom. The door really rang. What do you want to do? Don't bother me. Hearing the knock on the door, Yeshiun said directly and coldly. Well, I cooked and went out to eat. Outside the door, Li Hao said softly. Several dishes have been placed on the dining table, and the bowls and chopsticks are also set. Twice cooked pork, roasted chicken with potatoes, seaweed and egg drop soup. 5 or 6 dishes in total. Thanks to Li Hao's superb cooking skills, these dishes are delicious and the entire hall of the villa is filled with an alluring aroma. Hearing Li Hao's words, Yeshiun was also surprised. Li Hao has actually prepared the meal? No wonder she seemed to smell a scent as soon as she entered the door, but she just happened to be a little overwhelmed by the scene she just encountered, so she ignored the scent. Don't eat. I don't want to eat what you made. I want to vomit. Yeshiun said duplicitously, still angry. Li Hao. Are you sure you don't want to eat? Aren't you hungry? How about you vomit first and then eat something? Li Hao said at the door again. Yeshiun's pretty lips puckered up. Is there anyone who talks like this? What does it mean to eat something after vomiting? I want you to take care of it. Go away. Yeshiun said to Li Hao again. But Yeshiun's words had just left her mouth. Gilug. Yeshiun's stomach actually growled unsatisfactorily, as if in protest. After a day of classes, I was really hungry. Well. Li Hao was heard outside the door, but he sighed again. Are you really not going out to eat? Forget it if you don't come out. It seems I can only eat it alone. I have been cooking for several hours. There is a table full of delicious dishes. Li Hao said sadly again, as if he was not ready to come in. Yeshiun was surprised again. How many hours did she cook dinner? Made specifically for her? Yeshiun's heart moved. But the next moment, he was a little dumbfounded. There was no sound outside the door. Li Hao seemed to have walked away. No more advice? Guru. This time. Yeshiun's stomach actually growled again, she was so hungry. The next moment. Yeshiun didn't care so much anymore and opened the door directly. Outside the door, Li Hao stood there with a smile on his face. Snort. Yeshiun had a cold face and snorted dissatisfiedly. Ignoring Li Hao, he walked directly downstairs and sat at the dining table. Looking at how many hours you've been working, I'll just eat a little. However, I haven't forgiven you yet. Yashiun said coldly again. After saying that, she took the bowl and chopsticks and prepared to eat. It was so fragrant that her mouth watered. The next moment, Yashiun put a piece of twice-cooked pork in her mouth. So delicious. Yashiun was immediately stunned. This time the hot pot meat is neither greasy nor greasy, not tender, nor old, quite chewy and extremely delicious. Tasty. It's so delicious. Yashiun has never eaten such delicious twice-cooked pork in her whole life. I put one piece of Yashiun into my mouth one after another. The more I ate, the more delicious it became. Li Hao, did you really do this? Yashiun's eyes widened and she said in disbelief. This dish was so delicious that she forgot what happened before. At this time, Li Hao also sat down and looked at the scene with a smile on his face. Come, I'll cook the chicken often. Li Hao immediately said again and put a piece of chicken directly into Yashiun's bowl. Yashiun couldn't help but take a bite. My God, this is so delicious. Yashiun's beautiful eyes were full of brilliance and she said in amazement. Then, he started eating in big gulps. Don't worry. Have some more soup. When Li Hao saw this scene, the smile on his face became even brighter. Soon. There are already a lot of chicken bones on the table next to Yashiun's bowl. Is this what is called eating a little? Didn't you still vomit before? You haven't eaten much yet, but you've almost finished half the chicken? After a while. Li Hao, how on earth did you cook it? How can your chicken be so delicious? Yashiun felt that the dishes Li Hao cooked tonight, especially the roasted chicken, were so delicious, and she couldn't help but exclaimed in amazement. In just a short while, she had eaten so much that she was full. At this time, the white cat ran around somewhere and came back again, jumping directly onto the chair. The snow leopard's current appearance is really no different from that of a kitten. With its snow-white and crystal-clear hair, it is extremely cute. What a good cat! Li Hao, is this the cat you bought? Meow meow, come here, let me hug you. Yashiun liked it very much and shouted to the white cat. The next moment, the white cat actually jumped into Yashiun's arms. It was extremely comfortable and looked like it was quite enjoyable. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. God level tip, report the walking 500,000 at the beginning. Author, Tian Taido. Chapter 93. Li Hao's eyes widened as he watched the white cat being held in Yashiun's arms, looking like he was enjoying it, and even resting his head on Yashiun's side. Rub. Li Hao was furious. Kinky cat? Li Hao suspected that this guy must have done it on purpose. Damn it, I haven't even enjoyed that place. Oh, don't move. Yashiun stroked the white cat's hair, and the white cat also enjoyed it very much. It also arched and arched in Yashiun's arms from time to time, making Yashiun tremble and keep giggling. Shiun, the previous one was really a misunderstanding. Your room was really messed up by this guy, and it was this guy who brought it out. Li Hao couldn't help but explain. Stop talking. However, Yashiun naturally didn't believe it and went directly to the room with the white cat in her arms. In a private hospital, a bald man was lying on a bed in a ward. Beside the bed, stood a sturdy man, wearing a black suit and uniform, with a shaved head, and a fierce aura about him. Brother, you must save me. I don't want to lie in bed all my life. Looking at the man in a suit lying on the hospital bed, Zhang Long couldn't restrain his emotions and said to the man in a suit. As for the man in a suit in front of him, looking at Zhang Long, there was a strong anger in his eyes. Who is it? Who made you do this? This man in a suit is surprisingly Zhang Long's eldest brother Zhang Feng. The two have been dependent on each other since childhood. As the elder brother, Zhang Feng has taken great care of his younger brother since he was a child, because he has no other relatives in this world, only this is my younger brother. At this moment, Zhang Feng saw that his brother had been beaten to such a degree that he was almost crippled and could not even stand up. Zhang Feng's expression was extremely gloomy. "Brother, it's that guy named Li Hao. You must avenge me." Zhang Long said to Zhang Feng again. "Don't worry. I will avenge you. If he dares to hurt you, that guy will die." Zhang Feng said in a deep voice, with a strong murderous intention in his voice. "Anyone who cripples his brother will definitely die, and his hands have actually seen blood. Brother, you have to be careful, that guy seems to be a warrior too." But at this moment, Zhang Long suddenly remembered and said to Zhang Feng again. "Huh? Is he also a warrior?" Hearing Zhang Long's words, Zhang Feng's eyes suddenly condensed. The other party was actually a warrior? Well, he must be a warrior. Otherwise, it is absolutely impossible to easily defeat more than 10 of my people in an instant. Zhang Long said with great certainty. Zhang Feng's expression became a little more solemn and he asked again. "What's going on? How did you provoke the warrior?" Zhang Long's face became a little ugly again, but he still weakly told what happened. "At that time, my men and I were drinking there, and one of my men said that he saw 2 beautiful women. Then we went over. Haven't we met such beautiful women in a long time? And those 2 women seemed to be quite rich. One of the women seemed to be the CEO of the East Cox Group, and the 2 women happened to be a little drunk again. Then I wanted to make some money and have fun at the same time. But what we didn't expect was that when we were about to take these 2 women away, the guy came. And then..." Zhang Feng's expression became even more gloomy after hearing Zhang Long's words. He finally understood. It turned out that it was his younger brother who had provoked the family and fell in love with 2 women. Then he took advantage of the crowd and started having sex with the woman, who must be his friend. What he didn't expect was that the other party was actually a warrior. He knocked down more than 10 of them by himself, and also defeated Zhang Long. "Oh, I don't even know what to say to you." Zhang Feng sighed and said again. "Brother, although it is true that we provoked the other party first. But later, I told all the things about my eldest brother being a warrior, and this guy actually hit me so hard. He clearly doesn't take you seriously, eldest brother." "Here." Zhang Long said again. "Brother, you must help me take revenge. Don't worry, this revenge. I will definitely avenge you." Zhang Feng said in a deep voice again. "And you don't need to worry too much about your injuries. Now, I am helping the Zhou family in Jinghua, so it has something to do with it. As far as I know, the Zhou family has a strange spiritual liquid that can make people regenerate after broken bones. Broken vein renewal, as long as you get this kind of spiritual liquid, it is not a problem for your body to fully recover, and it is possible for you to become a warrior like me." Zhang Feng has worked for the Zhou family, a large family in Beijing, for many years, and he also knows some things that ordinary people don't know. "Really? Brother? That's great." Hearing Zhang Feng's words, Zhang Long suddenly became excited. Zhang Feng nodded, and then said directly. "You take good care of yourself. I'm leaving first. This time when I come to Jiangbei, I have important things to do. By the way, second brother, do you still have enough money in your account?" This time he came to Jiangbei, but he had to spend a lot of money, and although he worked for the big family and made a lot of money, it was not enough for himself. "Ah." Hearing Zhang Feng's words, Zhang Long was stunned again. "Money? Brother, do you want another tens of thousands of dollars?" Zhang Long said weakly. "Only tens of thousands of dollars? Forget it, you can keep it for yourself." Zhang Feng said lightly and then left directly. "This little money is not enough to fill the gaps between teeth, let alone buy body-tempering spiritual liquid. It is said that even a small bottle of the body-tempering spiritual liquid is worth tens of millions or even hundreds of millions. Oh, I have a headache. Zhang Feng sighed and muttered. Immediately, Zhang Feng's eyes suddenly lit up again. He remembered what Zhang Long said before, those two women seemed to be quite rich. Got it? Zhang Feng thought of a way to make money. The next moment, Zhang Feng took out his mobile phone and made a call. Hello. A man's voice came from the other side of the phone. Brother, yeah, can you help me check two people? Zhang Feng said immediately. Who? The other party said lightly again. There is a woman, she seems to be the CEO of Ease Cox Group, her name is Qin, and there is a man, named Li Hao, who should be related to this woman. Zhang Feng remembered that Zhang Long seemed to have said this before. Soon, Zhang Feng's cell phone received some information about Qin Yaking and Li Hao. Qin Yaking, the president of Ease Cox Group, is worth hundreds of millions. The second largest shareholder of Yuhao Group, his net worth is unknown, he owns a villa in Jiangbei No. 1 courtyard and a Lamborghini Poison. After seeing this information, Zhang Feng's expression was shocked again. Damn it, done it? Zhang Feng said sternly, with another fierce look in his eyes. God-level tip, report the walking 500,000 at the beginning. Author, Tian Tian Taido. Chapter 94. Zhang Feng needs money very much, and only a lot of money can bring him one step closer to becoming an innate, or even a true monk. Zhang Feng has worked for the Zhou family, a large family in Beijing, for the past few years. He started as a small guard and became an acquired warrior. He has won the trust of the Zhou family, which he earned with his life. In the past few years, Zhang Feng has been exposed to things that he had never been exposed to before. Acquired warriors are not enough, only innate warriors can be considered strong. If you can become a true monk, you will truly become a master. You can have whatever you want first. Zhang Feng, who had suffered a lot with his brother since childhood, was extremely determined to become a monk. However, he also knew that this road was difficult. For this goal, no matter what he did, he felt that he would do anything. Right now, in order to get money and the body-tempering spiritual liquid, Zhang Feng has set his sights on Li Hao and Qin Yaking. Zhang Feng had just obtained information about Li Hao and Qin Yaking through his connections. What Zhang Feng didn't expect was that the guy who crippled his younger brother was actually the second largest shareholder of Yuhao Group, and he also owned a villa in Jiangbei No. 1 courtyard and a supercar worth tens of millions. There is no doubt about it. This guy named Li Hao is very rich. Zhang Feng was suddenly shocked. He naturally knew that Yuhao Group was a very famous behemoth in the world. It had countless industries and hotels all over the world. Its asset strength was very strong. This Li Hao is actually the second largest shareholder of Yuhao Group. How much money does that have? 10 billion? Hundreds of billions? Or even more? You're in trouble. It doesn't matter who you are, but my brother. Zhang Feng murmured again, but there was a sharpness in his voice. In the next few days, Li Hao went to class normally. After all, he was still a student, only a freshman. This day, Li Hao had just finished class when the phone rang. Li Hao picked up the phone and saw that it was the number of Qin Yaking's father, Qin Lai. They had also left each other's phone numbers at Qin Yaking's house a few days ago. A look of surprise appeared on Li Hao's face. Why did Qin Yaking's father call him? Are you here to urge marriage? Li Hao answered the phone directly. Hey, Uncle Qin. Li Hao, where are you doing? On the phone, Qin Lai asked Li Hao. Uncle Qin, what's the matter? Li Hao asked directly. That's right, Li Hao, I've already talked with the people from Hengtai Group about the land in the north of the city. Qin Lai said straight to the point. Li Hao couldn't help being shocked again when he heard Qin Lai's words. Soon, Qin Lai explained the matter. It turns out that after that day, Qin Lai contacted the senior management of Hangtai Group, and then made an appointment. They had another interview today because Hangtai Group was eager to withdraw funds and was not very optimistic about the land in the north of the city. It was a strategic choice. Gave up. After some negotiation with Qin Lai, the price has been reduced to a very low level. 1.2 billion. Only 1.2 billion. The originally estimated 1.5 billion was actually 300 million short. Although they talked about 1.2 billion, Qin Lai hesitated again. The price was beyond his original expectation. Although the other party was eager to sell it, it also showed how unfavorable the other party was to the land. Li Hao, although the price has been reduced to a very low level, I think it is better not to be impulsive. If you take this piece of land, it will rot in your hands. Qin Lai reminded Li Hao again. Haha, 1.2 billion? Great. Uncle Qin, don't worry about it. Let's just take it. However, Li Hao laughed. 1.2 billion was not a problem for him now. He had obtained more than 3 billion from the Sanyang Taoist before. Li Hao, don't be impulsive. Why don't you wait any longer? Qin Lai still felt that Li Hao was a little impatient and not steady at all. Uncle Qin, believe me, now is the best opportunity. If this piece of land can be turned around soon for 1.2 billion, it's nothing. Make an appointment for me and sign it directly. Li Hao said directly, his voice full of confidence and confidence. However, Qin Lai was shocked again when he heard Li Hao's words. 1.2 billion is really nothing? What a loud tone. It's true that a newborn calf is not afraid of tigers. Oh. Okay. Since you have to decide, just sign it. If it's 1 to 200 million, Uncle Qin still has it. I'll contact the other party later. Qin Lai sighed, said, and then hung up the phone. Qin family, after Qin Lai hung up the phone, he couldn't help but sigh. You are really old, and you have to think about things before and after. It is better to be young. Although a little impulsive, your courage is commendable. In Qin Lai's opinion, the prospect of this land is not good. If he gets it, he will probably lose money. What's wrong? Does Li Hao really want to take over that piece of land? On the side, Yerong asked. Isn't it? This kid is not an ordinary person. I think that although this kid has a lot of money, he won't take this piece of land with nothing to do. I'm afraid he knows something. But at this moment, the old man Qin Shan on the side smiled and said, having great confidence in Li Hao. Li Hao is a cultivator. He might have seen something in advance, or got some information they didn't know from some channels. Dad, how is this possible? Qin Lai widened his eyes and said in a deep voice. What's impossible? Didn't you think I was incurable before? Wasn't it cured by this kid? Qin Shan said with a smile again. Everyone was speechless. After Qin Lai heard what the old man said, he was even more suspicious, but he quickly contacted Hangtai's people again. After a while, Li Hao received another call from Qin Lai, saying that the other party asked to sign the agreement tonight. It was a bit anxious. Li Hao didn't care. The sooner he got it, the better. If it was sometime at night, there might be some accidents. You know, since the system prompted Li Hao to make a lot of money by taking this land, there would definitely be no problem. So, at night, Li Hao drove to a hotel, Wuxalaxi Hotel. This hotel was chosen by the other party. As luck would have it, the Wuxalaxi Hotel is also owned by the Yuhao Group, and is the sister hotel of the Shanglaxi Hotel. At the door, Li Hao saw Qin Lai. Uncle Qin. Li Hao, you are here, let's go in, the other party is already waiting. Qin Lai said directly to Li Hao. Yeah. Soon. The two came to the outside of a private room. Someone had already come out of the private room. There were 3 or 4 people, and the leader was a man who looked relatively young, about 28 or 29 years old. "Boss Gene." The man looked at the two and immediately greeted them with a smile. "Haha, Boss Su, I been waiting for a long time." Gene Lai responded immediately. Then, he introduced Li Hao. "Boss Su Jian, the eldest son of Hangtai Group, and the vice president of Hangtai Group. God level tip, report the walking 500,000 at the beginning." Author, Tian Tian Taido. Chapter 95. The eldest son of Hangtai Group, Su Jian, the group's vice president. Unexpectedly, the man in front of him was actually very important. Li Hao knew that Hangtai Group was a Fortune 500 company that integrated real estate, finance, health, tourism, and sports. It was also one of the leading companies in the real estate industry of the entire Dewa country. And this man was actually the eldest son of Hangtai Group. His identity was not ordinary, but a real senior executive. Li Hao did not expect that the transfer of a piece of land in the north of Jiangbei City would actually make a vice president come forward. "Mr. Su." Li Hao shouted politely and nodded. "Mr. Qin, this is." Su Jian looked at Li Hao, and a strange color flashed in his eyes. "Li Hao, a friend of mine, in fact, this piece of land is mainly owned by him." After a conversation, Li Hao and Su Jian got to know each other. They also added WeChat and left phone numbers. Although Su Jian is the son of Hangtai, he is able to sit in this position at such a young age. He has some real skills. His temperament and conversation are all very outstanding. Soon, they entered the topic. Signing an agreement related to this piece of land. Moreover, today, the other party actually invited the heads of very relevant departments, and even relevant personnel from the bank. It was very thoughtful. As for Qin Lai, he naturally prepared relevant information and procedures. Soon, all the procedures were signed. 1 billion was transferred directly from Li Hao's account. This piece of land really fell into Li Hao's hands. After taking this piece of land, Li Hao finally put his mind at ease. Just wait for the news about this piece of land. After Li Hao, Qin Lai and the other party had dinner, they prepared to go back. "Li Hao, how about going to my house? I called Yaking before, and she will go there too." Qin Lai said to Li Hao, smiling. Qin Lai already regarded Li Hao as his son-in-law. This guy slept in the same room with her daughter, so he would definitely not be able to escape. "Well, forget it, let's do it another day." Li Hao was stunned and refused. Although he slept in the same bed with Qin Yaking that day, nothing really happened. You can hug her, but you can't eat her. It's very uncomfortable. "Well, then I'll go back first." Qin Lai didn't say much and left directly. Afterwards, Li Hao also drove away. On the other side, Qin Yaking had just worked overtime and dealt with some things in the company before she came out of the company. She hadn't even eaten yet. There were some problems in her company these days. First of all, there were problems with the company's personnel. It was only a few days after Sun Wen resigned. To be precise, today, the senior executives of several departments of her company actually handed in their resignations. Resigned together. Moreover, when asked the reason, they had already found a better place. As the saying goes, water flows to the lower place, people go to the higher place. Qin Yaking had no reason to stop them, and even if she did, she couldn't stop them. After asking carefully, Qin Yaking was immediately a little angry when she checked the company that snatched people from her. Zhuzhu Company. It was the biggest competitor of Qin Yaking Group in Jiangbei. The other party was strong and powerful. It was not an ordinary advertising company, but a large company backed by Shanshui Group. Isn't the other party too immoral? They actually poached people directly from her? Not only poached people. And it happened today. A business worth tens of millions of yuan in her company was actually snatched away. This is a bit too much. Qin Yaking was really angry, but she also had some doubts. Although she and the other party were competitors, they had not yet reached the point of directly snatching business and poaching people, right? This was already a direct attack. In doubt, Qin Yaking asked a person who had a good relationship with her, and finally found out the most fundamental reason. It was because of one person. Sun Wen. That's right, it was Sun Wen who was originally the vice president of her company, and Sun Wen who left after failing to confess to her. That hypocritical guy. Unexpectedly, this Sun Wen actually got into Zhou's company, and even got the position of vice president of Zhou's company. This must be Sun Wen's revenge. Qin Yaking frowned, feeling upset. She had worked overtime, hadn't eaten yet, and was a little hungry. It was dark, and other people in the company had left long ago. Qin Yaking just wanted to go back and have a good rest. Qin Yaking was ready to drive directly. However, when Qin Yaking walked to the side of the car and just opened the door, bang! Qin Yaking only felt a pain in her neck, and then she knew nothing. A sturdy man appeared behind Qin Yaking at some point, helped her up, and then stuffed the unconscious Qin Yaking into the car. Then, the man sat directly in the driver's seat and drove away in the night. Zhang Feng easily knocked Qin Yaking unconscious. As a warrior, he controlled the force very well and did not cause any damage to Qin Yaking. His main purpose was money, and secondly, Li Hao. While making money, he dealt with the guy who crippled his brother. A long time passed again. In an abandoned factory in the northwest suburbs, Qin Yaking opened her eyes. Huh? What happened to me? Qin Yaking woke up and felt a little pain in her neck. The next moment, Qin Yaking widened her eyes. The lights around were a little dim, but she could see that this was a dilapidated factory. Ah! Qin Yaking screamed suddenly, and a terrifying thought came out of her heart. Then, Qin Yaking wanted to move, but was shocked to find that she couldn't move. She sat on a chair, but her hands and feet were tied. She was kidnapped. Ah! Let me go. Let me go. Who are you? What do you want? Qin Yaking struggled, but couldn't get away. Seeing several figures in front of her, she shouted in shock. These people couldn't see their specific appearance, but they could see that they were all men. Qin Yaking panicked immediately. Fear, panic, helplessness. All kinds of thoughts appeared in her mind. Qin Yaking had never encountered such a situation. Do you want money? I have money. Qin Yaking was really a little scared. Kidnapping must have an intention, one is for money, the other is for sex, and she has both, but she hopes it is the former. No matter how much money, it's okay. You are Qin Yaking, right? At this time, only one of the men spoke and asked Qin Yaking. Yes, I'm Qin Yaking, my father is Qin Lai. How much money do you want? I can call my father and ask him to transfer the money, as long as you let me go. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. God level tip, report the walking 500,000 at the beginning. Author, Tian Tian Taido. Chapter 96. Have money? That's the best. Zhang Feng suddenly grinned when he heard Qin Yaking's words, and then said to Qin Yaking again. How much do you think you are worth? How about 100 million? I'll give you 100 million. I'll transfer the money to you right away. Okay. As long as you let me go, I won't call the police. Qin Yaking immediately said that in her opinion, 100 million is already a lot for ordinary people. This is an astronomical figure that is difficult to reach. However, Qin Yaking was wrong. Haha. 100 million? Are you sending beggars away? You underestimate yourself. No, you are looking down on me. Zhangfeng said disdainfully that 100 million is nothing to them. With their status, this is simply looking down on them. The 5 people beside him, like him, are all people working for the Zhou family. The most important thing is that these people are not ordinary people, but warriors like him. He also made a big promise before calling the other party together. This was just in case, but his brother said that the other party was also a warrior. If he took action alone, he might not be able to defeat the other party. But now, there are 6 warriors, even though they are all acquired, they can still fight even if they meet an innate warrior, and they still have this woman as a hostage in their hands. To be truly foolproof, even if the opponent is also a warrior, there must be no way for the opponent to come back. 500 million. Is 500 million okay? Qin Yaking hurriedly added money. Now it was no longer a matter of money. As long as the other party could let her go, it didn't matter how much more she had. After hearing Qin Yaking's words, Zhangfeng didn't wait to speak. Another man next to him spoke directly. You bitch, $500 million is not even enough to fit between your teeth. Are you looking for death? Brother Feng, these girls are quite beautiful. I have never had sex with such a beautiful woman in my entire life. Why don't you let me have a taste first? Haha, Dayang is right. This woman is so beautiful. Such a figure and appearance. She is so tempting. Why don't you let everyone enjoy themselves first? At this time, several other people also spoke out. To be honest, these people were also stunned by the Qin Yaking in front of them. They didn't expect that Zhangfeng would tie up such a beautiful woman. Since he had tied her up, it would be a pity not to feel happy. After hearing what these people said, Qin Yaking's expression suddenly changed, and her whole heart fell to the bottom. Don't worry, after you help me deal with that guy and get the money, you can do whatever you want. Zhangfeng said in a deep voice. Immediately, Zhangfeng looked at Qin Yaking again, and then said coldly. You heard it too. Brothers like me, we also have some thoughts about you. However, if you can discern the situation and come up with the money that satisfies us, it is not impossible to discuss. I can help you talk about it. 10 billion. I only want 10 billion. Hearing Zhangfeng's words, Qin Yaking's pretty face turned pale and became extremely ugly. And who did the other party just say he wanted to kill? 10 billion? Even my dad doesn't have that much. Qin Yaking's heart suddenly hit rock bottom. She wanted to spend 10 billion unless she almost sold her father's company. Your dad doesn't have it, but your boyfriend does. Zhangfeng said coldly again. Boyfriend. Qin Yaking was a little confused, and then her heart skipped a beat. Is the other party talking about Li Hao? The guy who joined Li Hao must be your boyfriend, right? He is the second largest shareholder of Yu Hao Group. He doesn't even have 10 billion, right? Zhangfeng said sharply again. Qin Yaking's expression suddenly changed again. Sure enough, she was talking about Li Hao. It seemed that the other party had also investigated. The man in front of me didn't talk nonsense and said directly. Call Li Hao, give him this account and ask him to transfer money. Then let him come here alone. Zhangfeng turned on Qin Yaking's phone directly, handed it to Qin Yaking, and asked directly. What's the password? Qin Yaking stared at Zhangfeng, not wanting to say anything. Huh? Don't tell me. Zhangfeng's face suddenly darkened, and then. Pa! A crisp voice sounded. Zhangfeng slapped Qin Yaking directly on her pretty face. Ah! Qin Yaking screamed, and her whole face instantly became red and swollen. Pain. It's a sharp pain. Qin Yaking was beaten until tears almost flowed out, but they were tightly wrapped in her eyes and did not fall. The corners of Qin Yaking's mouth were bleeding, and her long hair was a little messy. As a young lady from a wealthy family, she had never suffered such hardship. "Damn it, if you don't know how to behave, I'll let the brothers have sex with you right away," Zhangfeng threatened again. 147,258. When Qin Yaking heard Zhangfeng's words, she was really scared and told her the password. Zhangfeng unlocked Qin Yaking's mobile phone and started searching. He was going to use Qin Yaking's mobile phone to call Li Hao and ask him to obediently transfer money and deliver it to his door. On the other side, Li Hao had just returned to Jiangbei No. 1 courtyard. Qin Li's call came again, which made Li Hao feel a little confused. What would happen? Li Hao answered the phone directly. "Hey. Uncle Qin. Li Hao, are Yaking with you? Have you returned to Jiangbei No. 1 courtyard? Turn off your phone when making phone calls." Qin Li's voice came immediately. Just now, Qin Li had gone back and found that Qin Yaking hadn't gone back yet. She had made several calls in succession, and all of them had turned off their phones. No. Hearing Qin Li's words, Li Hao's brows sank slightly, and a bad feeling suddenly came into his heart. This is a gut feeling. Li Hao, who is already a monk, has very accurate intuition, or a kind of vague perception. "Uncle Qin, don't worry, Yaking's cell phone may be out of battery, I'll try calling," Li Hao said immediately. However, it was only a few seconds after Li Hao hung up Qin Li's phone call. Another call came in. It showed that it was Qin Yaking's phone number. "Hello." Li Hao picked up directly. "Hey. Li Hao, right." However, there was a man's voice on the other side of the phone. Li Hao's eyes suddenly condensed, and his heart was lifted at this moment. As expected, something happened to Yaking. But Li Hao was still calm. "Who are you? Where is Yaking? What do you want?" Li Hao asked directly. "It doesn't matter who I am, what's important is that your woman is in my hands. If you want to save him, can you transfer 10 billion? I have already sent you the account number. After transferring, I will tell you the address, you come alone. Don't think about calling the police, it's useless, and you won't be able to see your woman." On the other end of the phone, Zhangfeng said sharply again. 10 billion? No problem. I have to confirm whether Yaking is safe. Li Hao said immediately, but a surge of anger arose in his heart, which was almost uncontrollable. "Li Hao, don't listen to them, they will do harm to you." Qin Yaking's voice came from the phone. Qin Yaking now knew the other party's intention. Not only did he want money, but he also wanted to be detrimental to Li Hao. "Pa! Ah!" Qin Yaking's screams were heard, and Qin Yaking was slapped again. "Yaking! Are you looking for death? If you dare to touch a hair on her body, I will make you die badly." Li Hao was angry, and there was even more murderous intent in his heart. God level tip, report the walking 500,000 at the beginning. Author, Tian Tian Taido. Chapter 97. Hearing Qin Yaking's screams, Li Hao felt a surge of rage in his heart, and a powerful killing intent burst out. "Ha ha! You sound crazy. Don't worry, it's just a slap in the face, you won't die. Just transfer the money," Zhangfeng said disdainfully again. "I don't have 10 billion now. I only have 1 billion on hand. I'll transfer it first. Wait for me to transfer the remaining 9 billion. I'm here to meet the Yaking people. Let's transfer them together," Li Hao suddenly said in a deep voice, not to mention that he really doesn't have 10 billion now. Even if he wants to cash out in Yu Hao Group, it will take time. Even if he does, Li Hao can't transfer everything. He must ensure that Qin Yaking's safety. Okay. If she dares to play tricks, she will definitely die. Zhang Feng said again. Soon. Li Hao directly transferred 1 billion to the account given by the other party. Then, Li Hao called again. It's turned around. Where is Yaking? Li Hao asked directly. Old factory building of 250 square meters in the suburbs of Northwest City. I say again, you come alone, otherwise, you will never see your woman again. Zhang Feng directly gave the address to Li Hao and reminded Li Hao that he believed that as long as Li Hao was not stupid, he would not call the police. Even if they call the police, they are all warriors and can escape easily. Don't worry, I will come alone. I will never call the police. Li Hao said directly again. After hanging up the phone, Li Hao's eyes were filled with coldness, and his heart was filled with a powerful murderous intention. Even the power of cultivation could not be controlled and burst out. But Li Hao still controlled his emotions. Immediately afterwards, Li Hao called Qin Lai again. Uncle Qin, Yaking has returned to Jiangbei No. 1 courtyard. Her phone ran out of battery before. Don't worry, it'll be fine. Really? This girl doesn't even know how to call her. Her mother is worried to death. Qin Lai felt a little relieved after hearing Li Hao's words. Qin Lai seemed to be talking to Yerong on the phone. Li Hao called to say that Yaking is fine and has returned to Jiangbei No. 1 hospital. Li Hao hung up Qin Lai's call. Then, Li Hao took the keys to the Audi car and drove off without stopping. In order to rush for time, Li Hao directly drove the No. 3 officer's car. Li Hao drove the No. 3 executive car and drove all the way, pressing the accelerator to the bottom. Whoosh whoosh whoosh. Since the situation was extremely urgent and he couldn't afford time, Li Hao directly turned on the double flashers of the No. 3 officer's car and rushed over without hesitation regardless of the red or green lights. Are you looking for death? Driving so fast. I went and ran a red light. How awesome. Damn it, look at that car's license plate. The No. 3 officer's car of the Southwest Guards Army. Oh my god. Is he performing some special mission? Li Hao drove this No. 3 officer's car speeding on the road in Jiangbei, which also caused some people to be shocked. They thought it was a big boss of the Southwest Guards Army who came out to perform some mission. In less than 30 minutes, Li Hao had already crossed the city, arrived at the northwest suburbs, and then arrived at an area of old factories. This is the 250-year-old factory building. It used to be a machinery factory, but now, only a ruin is left, and it is deserted. No one has lived here for a long time. The next moment, Li Hao got out of the car directly, then jumped lightly, rising into the wind and standing on a high tower. Immediately afterwards, Li Hao started to use his cultivation power again to sense his surroundings. Li Hao's senses were detecting everything within a radius of several kilometers. Soon, Li Hao discovered several figures in one of the dilapidated factories in this area. Among them was Qin Yaking, whom Li Hao was familiar with. Li Hao's face was extremely gloomy, and the anger in his heart was already rising and was about to explode completely. In the factory, Qin Yaking was still tied to the chair, unable to move. After being tied for an hour or two, Qin Yaking's limbs were a little numb, and there were even many marks and bruises everywhere. Brother Feng. Why hasn't this kid come yet? Is he afraid to come? If this kid doesn't dare to come, then it won't be easy to get the rest of the money. Such a beautiful beauty, it really makes me angry. Brother Feng, I really can't bear it any longer. Otherwise, let me relax first, I'll be quick. 5 minutes is enough. Liangzi is right. Why don't we talk first? It will be more powerful when we fight later. Next to Zhang Feng, the men spoke again. They could no longer hold back. They looked at Qin Yaking on the chair and kept scanning Qin Yaking's body, revealing a sense of desire. Such a beautiful beauty is here, they are drooling just looking at her. After hearing the words of several people, Zhang Feng's expression darkened again. These people are not his subordinates, they are all people who work for the Zhou family. He cannot order each other and has no reason to restrict them. At this moment, several people are saying this woman is too attractive. Zhang Feng glanced at Qin Yaking again. To be honest, even he couldn't help but be impulsive. That's all, hurry up. If that kid comes later, everyone must attack with all their strength. We'll solve it quickly. Zhang Feng said directly without stopping. Haha. Don't worry, brother Feng. It won't delay anything. I'm quick. 5 minutes. I only need 3 minutes. This is too fast. Did you ruin your kidneys during the physical training? Haha. At this moment, except for Zhang Feng, 4 of the other 5 people walked towards Qin Yaking. After hearing what these people said, and then seeing these men walking towards her, Qin Yaking, who was tied to the chair, turned extremely pale and screamed. What are you going to do? No. Qin Yaking panicked, even more scared, extremely desperate, extremely terrified. Why is she so unlucky? Is she going to be killed by these people here today? If that's the case, she has no face to live anymore. Despair. Real despair. Even at this moment, Qin Yaking felt a sense of death in her heart. Seeing that these people had already come in front of Qin Yaking, they wanted to reach out and grab Qin Yaking. But at this moment, click. A sound came from the factory door. It was the sound of footsteps. It stopped the actions of several people, and they all looked towards the door at the same time, and suddenly saw a figure appearing in the night. Click, click, click. He walked in step by step. It was Li Hao. This sound was also made deliberately by Li Hao. At this moment, Li Hao looked at Qin Yaking's appearance, with redness and swelling on her face, bruises on her body, her whole body was tied up, and her hair was messy. A pretty goddess suffered such suffering. Li Hao's heart was filled with anger. You, damn it! God level tip, report the walking 500,000 at the beginning. Author, Tian Tian Taido. Chapter 98. You guys, damn it! Li Hao's voice filled the entire dilapidated factory building, and even reached the ears of Zhang Feng and others. This voice was filled with incomparable coldness and murderous intent. At this moment, those people stopped moving and looked at Li Hao in surprise. Haha. I didn't expect that he actually came. Brother Feng, is this the guy? You're so brave, you really came alone. There was a sense of ridicule on the faces of several people, but they did not take Li Hao into their eyes at all. Li Hao. Qin Yaking also heard Li Hao's voice, raised her head and looked at Li Hao. Her originally desperate eyes regained some energy, as if a ray of sunshine suddenly appeared in the originally dark sky, shining her the world is illuminated. A wave of excitement arose, but soon it was filled with worry. Li Hao came alone. There are 6 people on the other side, how can Li Hao defeat them? And just now Qin Yaking heard that the other party seemed to have let Li Hao come alone because he wanted to kill Li Hao. Li Hao, let's go. They want to make you run. Qin Yaking didn't even care about her own safety and shouted loudly to Li Hao. Run? Now that you are here, how can I let you run away? And if you don't want this woman to die, just run. When Zhang Feng heard Qin Yaking's words, he said coldly to Li Hao without paying attention at all. When Li Hao heard Qin Yaking's words, he felt moved in his heart. Qin Yaking was like this, but she was still worried about his safety. Li Hao even felt a sense of guilt in his heart. The more this happened, the more Li Hao couldn't suppress the anger in his heart. You guys really deserve to die. Li Hao said coldly again, his voice full of murderous intent. You are the one who harmed my brother, right? Today, I will make sure you die without a place to live. Zhang Feng said in a deep voice again. Huh? Your brother? Li Hao was a little confused. Boy, I will let you know clearly. Zhang Long is my younger brother. It was you who crippled him, right? Zhang Feng said directly. Hearing Zhang Feng's words, Li Hao's heart condensed again. I see. So, you are here for me in the first place? Li Hao asked directly. That's right, you will come here alone after you capture this woman. Boy, you can die now. Zhang Feng said sharply again. But Li Hao's face turned into frost. Unexpectedly, the other party actually came for me, but Qin Yaking suffered because of herself. Furious. Simply, unforgivable. So that's how it is. I understand. Thanks for informing me now, you can go and die. Li Hao said lightly, looking at the people in front of him again, his voice was also full of incomparable chill. When Zhang Feng and others heard Li Hao's voice, they were also surprised in their eyes. Is this guy stupid? At this point, where does the courage come from? I know you are a warrior, but the 6 of us are also warriors. Today, you are doomed. Take action. Zhang Feng said in a deep voice again, and then shouted to the people around him. After Zhang Feng finished speaking, several people around him also felt a fierce aura and rushed toward Li Hao, carrying a powerful force in their offensive. Ah! Li Hao, run away. Seeing this scene, Li Hao still stood there, and Qin Yaking became anxious. However, at this moment, Qin Yaking saw again that Li Hao actually laughed. The next moment, there was a coldness in Li Hao's smile. Warrior? So what? A faint voice came from Li Hao's mouth. Immediately afterwards, boom! A powerful momentum suddenly burst out from Li Hao's body. In an instant, Zhang Feng and others suddenly felt a terrifying power descending on them. The next moment, bang 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 bang. A powerful spiritual storm was instantly generated. This storm directly hit Zhang Feng and others, and exploded with a dull sound. Ah! The bodies of Zhang Feng and others were immediately blown away, and there was even the sound of vomiting blood. Bang! The figures of several people fell heavily to the ground in the distance, their clothes were stained with blood, and they looked extremely embarrassed. In their eyes, they were filled with unconcealable horror. Monk! He is a monk. How is this possible? At this moment, the hearts of Zhang Feng and others fell to the bottom. They calculated everything, but they didn't realize that the other party was actually a real monk. They thought that if they attacked together, even the innate warriors would be able to escape without return, but they did not expect that the other party was actually a monk. In an instant, the hearts of Zhang Feng and others felt as if they had fallen into an ice cellar. Cold. Extremely cold. They messed with someone they shouldn't mess with. After easily injuring several people, it was not enough to calm Li Hao's inner anger. Li Hao's eyes were cold and he walked slowly forward. Step by step. Kaka. There was even the sound of footsteps. But every step Li Hao took was like a pressure on their chests, extremely depressing. Misunderstanding. This is a misunderstanding. We were wrong. Zhang Feng, you deserve to die. You've screwed me up. At this time, they began to get scared and said to Li Hao. In fact, they even felt resentful towards Zhang Feng in their hearts. Zhang Feng was simply a screw-up. Li Hao didn't seem to hear what these people said, but looked directly at Qin Yaking. Qin Yaking was also stunned by the scene at this moment. She was worried to death the second before, but at this moment, her heart was trembling. Yes, Li Hao is a cultivator. Oh, she forgot that she was afraid. Remember when we were in Lejun Mountain before? Looking at Qin Yaking's appearance, Li Hao felt guilty and distressed. The next moment, Li Hao gently moved his strength, and the rope on Qin Yaking broke. "I'm sorry, I'm late." Li Hao paused, looked at Qin Yaking, and couldn't help but blame himself. After hearing Li Hao's words, Qin Yaking could no longer control her emotions. Tears slid down Qin Yaking's face involuntarily. No matter how strong she was just an ordinary woman. Her body was numb, and she was slapped twice on the face. She was almost killed by the other party just now. Then, Qin Yaking threw herself into Li Hao's arms. "Li Hao, why did you come now? Woo woo woo. I thought I was going to die. You finally came. Woo woo." Qin Yaking's emotions broke down and she started crying. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. God level tip, report the walking 500,000 at the beginning. Author, Tian Tian Taido. Chapter 99. Qin Yaking could no longer control her emotions, threw herself into Li Hao's arms and started crying. Tears fell wildly. After all, she is just a woman. I was so hopeless and helpless just now, but finally the rain has passed and the sky has cleared up, and I finally found support. Li Hao directly became Qin Yaking's outlet. Li Hao also hugged Qin Yaking tightly and could feel Qin Yaking's body shaking constantly. The next moment, Li Hao slowly activated his cultivation power, and a ray of spiritual power was directly injected into Qin Yaking's body along Li Hao's palm. The marks, bruises on Qin Yaking's body, and the redness and swelling on her face slowly dissipated at this moment. Don't worry, it's okay. It's okay. Yaking, I'll take you home. Li Hao said firmly to Qin Yaking. It was when the two hugged each other. Behind Li Hao, there was a figure coming towards Li Hao, holding a machete in his hand. Go to hell. It was Zhang Feng. Sneak attack? In Zhang Feng's opinion, the other party will definitely kill him, so now it is better to attack him secretly, which is the best opportunity. Be careful. Qin Yaking happened to see the scene and shouted to Li Hao in horror. Li Hao naturally felt the other party's actions. When Zhang Feng slashed with his sword, another powerful spiritual power flowed through Li Hao's body, wrapping Li Hao's body and forming a spiritual energy. Silence. A crisp sound sounded again, and Zhang Feng's sword seemed to have struck a copper wall. Click. Zhang Feng's sword was broken. Ah! Another scream suddenly sounded, and Zhang Feng was severely shaken and flew dozens of feet away. Zhang Feng's eyes widened, filled with horror and disbelief. This can't hurt? What a tragedy! The people next to him were even more horrified. Is this a monk? It can't even be hurt. Crushing, this is crushing in terms of strength. The next moment, however, another cold edge flashed through Li Hao's eyes, and a killing intent burst out. I saw Li Hao directly grabbing Zhang Feng in the air. Suddenly, a powerful suction force emerged out of thin air, and Zhang Feng's body was pulled over instantly, and then hit the ground heavily. Bang! Zhang Feng wanted to break away from this force, but was shocked to find that his body could not move. Then, he was pressed to his knees by a supreme force. Li Hao looked at Zhang Feng indifferently, his eyes filled with ice. He dared to make a sneak attack. It was simply not how he died. Bang! The power of heaven and earth, directly controlled by Li Hao, descended on Zhang Feng. Bang! Another dull sound resounded. This was the sound of Zhang Feng's head hitting the ground heavily. Zhang Feng's head was broken and bleeding, and the blood directly dyed his entire face red. Ah! Screams kept coming from Zhang Feng's mouth. Do you dare to kill me? I am a member of the Zhou family, and I work for the Zhou family. If you kill me, the Zhou family will not let you go. Even if you are a monk. However, Zhang Feng looked at Li Hao fiercely and said sternly, telling the Zhou family. It seemed that he was quite strong, but in fact he was too scared to move the Zhou family out of the backstage. I don't want to die. He. However, after hearing Zhang Feng's words, Li Hao smiled faintly again. I've never heard of the Zhou family. Don't I dare to kill you. Li Hao's expression did not change at all, and his voice was full of indifference. As Li Hao finished speaking, Li Hao held Qin Yaqing's head in his arms again, blocking Qin Yaqing's sight. Bang! Immediately afterwards, the sound of something exploding resounded throughout the dilapidated factory building. On the ground, Zhang Feng's head was hit hard to the ground again. The flesh and blood were blurred, there was a ball of blood, and some of the inside of the head could even be seen. Zhang Feng, die. This is the first time Li Hao has killed someone. If others do not offend me, I will not offend others. But if anyone offends me, I will kill him. Moreover, the other party actually touched the people he cared about, which was unforgivable. Friends, this is Li Hao's reverse scale. Dead. Zhang Feng was killed. Spare my life. Don't kill me. Damn it, you deserve to die. Don't kill me. When the remaining people saw Zhang Feng being killed, their faces became extremely pale, and they all began to beg for mercy from Li Hao. Really, I offended the wrong person. However, Li Hao has no intention of letting go of these guys. The hands of these guys are indispensable for blood, and if they can do such things, keeping them will be a disaster. Kill to eliminate harm for the people. The next moment, Li Hao directly hugged Qin Yaqing. Qin Yaqing rested her head on Li Hao's chest, but she felt extremely at ease. This chest was so strong, reliable, and so safe. Qin Yaqing didn't care about everything around her, and she didn't care at all. At this moment, she was a little weak, a little tired, and wanted to sleep. Li Hao hugged Qin Yaqing and slowly walked towards the door of the factory, passing several people. Just when a few people were surprised and thought that they were going to save their lives. Boom! Crackling! Above the sky, there was a sudden sound of thunder. A huge thunder came down from the sky, and the roar was deafening. Bang! Squeak! Then, a figure was hit by the thunder, and it was one of the 5 people left. The man was charred all over, and he was no longer human, and he didn't even scream. He was killed by the thunder. The smell of barbecue was at the nose of the remaining 4 people, but their eyes were wide open, and they were extremely shocked. One of their companions was killed by a thunder? Where did this thunder come from? Isn't this in the factory? The thunder actually struck in? No. Then, their eyes were filled with horror again, and they looked at the figure in front of them, and a terrifying thought came into their hearts. The other party is a cultivator, could this heavenly thunder be? How is this possible? At this time, in front, Li Hao's voice came again. If you do too many bad things, you will be struck by thunder. As Li Hao's voice fell, crackling, suddenly, thunder came down again. Ah! This time, there was a scream. The remaining figures were directly shattered and turned into a puff of green smoke. They were truly shattered to pieces and turned into ashes. There was no corpse left, including the corpse of Zhang Feng on the ground. I didn't kill you, you were struck by thunder. Li Hao said lightly. God level tip, report the walking 500,000 at the beginning. Author, Tian Taido. Chapter 100. Zhang Feng and his men were indeed killed by thunderbolts, and not even a slag was left, they were completely reduced to ashes. However, this thunderbolt was caused by Li Hao. 9 Heavens Thunder Method. This was a reward Li Hao had received before, but Li Hao had never used it. 9 Heavens Thunder Method can draw the power of 9 Heavens Thunderbolts, causing thunderbolts to descend, with great power. Zhang Feng and his men were killed without any chance to fight back under Li Hao's hands, and Li Hao had no mercy at all. Li Hao looked at the place where the men were reduced to ashes, his expression indifferent. But at this moment, Li Hao made another sound of surprise. Because Li Hao saw that where the bodies of the men disappeared, a big exclamation mark appeared out of thin air, and a dazzling light shone on the exclamation mark, but only Li Hao could see it. Hint. It appeared again just like that. What a surprise! Li Hao stopped immediately and walked towards the prompt message. After walking over, Li Hao suddenly saw that there was a small jade bottle on the ground. This jade bottle was about the size of the small Fenjujing bottle in the pharmacy, but no one knew what was in it. Li Hao did not hesitate and scanned the code to pay. The price of 200 yuan remained unchanged, and it was fair to everyone. Li Hao paid 200 yuan readily. Ding dong, this is a bottle of special liquid that can improve the physical strength of ordinary people. If you want to view more information, please click downward arrow. The system prompt message came out immediately. Li Hao was shocked. Special liquid? Can improve physical strength. This is clearly the body tempering spirit liquid. The next moment, Li Hao directly clicked the arrow again and paid 400 yuan. This is a bottle of body tempering spirit liquid, which can turn ordinary people into warriors, and it can also make acquired warriors become innate warriors with a certain probability. It is made from the essence of 5 kinds of spiritual herbs. Click downward arrow to get the formula of body tempering spirit liquid, and you can also get extra rewards. The system prompts again, and it is indeed the body tempering spirit liquid. 5 kinds of spiritual herbs. Which 5 kinds? Li Hao couldn't help but be confused in his heart, but he was excited again. Click to get the formula of body tempering spirit liquid, and there are extra rewards. Oh my god, is the system so direct this time? It's too straightforward. Li Hao naturally couldn't miss such a good thing, and immediately clicked the arrow again. A payment QR code suddenly popped up. Li Hao directly scanned the code again and paid 800 yuan. Suddenly, the system sounded again. Congratulations to the host for obtaining the formula of the body-quenching spirit liquid. The formula is Qingling grass, Linja flower, and purple gold vine. Congratulations to the host for obtaining 49% of the shares of Shanshui Group and becoming the largest shareholder of Shanshui Group. The formula of the body-quenching spirit liquid is here, and there are 5 kinds of spiritual medicines that Li Hao has never heard of. In addition, an additional reward is also here. When Li Hao heard the reward from the system, he was shocked. Li Hao's heartbeat accelerated and his breathing became rapid. This reward was too awesome. 49% of the shares of Shanshui Group. The largest shareholder? Damn, it's equivalent to him alone holding nearly half of the shares of Shanshui Group, and the remaining 51% is the sum of the other shareholders of Shanshui Group. Shanshui Group is a super large multinational group with investments in various places around the world. It is a behemoth that covers almost all aspects of real estate, business, tourism, medical care, automobiles, technology, etc. The assets are calculated in hundreds of billions of yuan. I have become the second largest shareholder of Shanshui Group. If so, then my wealth has skyrocketed. To what extent has it reached? Li Hao himself is not very clear. Then, Li Hao found that a silver white card appeared in front of him, and the card was inlaid with diamonds. On the card, there is Li Hao's name, the special logo of Shanshui Group, and a position of Li Hao, honorary chairman. In addition, there is a phone number, and no one knows where this phone number is. Is this ID card? Li Hao looked at the card in front of him in surprise. There are some special patterns on the card, which cannot be forged. There are special means of authentication and identification. This is the ID card of Li Hao of Shanshui Group, and it is also a symbol of Li Hao's identity in Shanshui Group. Li Hao directly stuffed the card into his trouser pocket casually, and then picked up the bottle of body tempering spirit liquid on the ground. Although it is little, it is also useful. If it is sold, it may also sell for a lot of money. After doing all this, Li Hao hugged Qin Yaking and walked out again. In the factory behind him, there was some blood on the ground, but there were no other traces. Li Hao went back to car number 3, opened the door of the passenger seat, and gently put Qin Yaking on it. Qin Yaking slept soundly and felt at ease. Li Hao took Qin Yaking back directly. But at this moment, far away in Chaiwo, the headquarters of Shanshui Group, all the senior executives of Shanshui Group received a shocking news. The original largest shareholder of their group transferred all the shares of the group. Is that old man crazy? He actually transferred all his shares. He's a Chinese. Who is that Chinese? He actually made that old guy willingly transfer his shares. Many of the group's senior directors were really shocked by the news, and they all expressed surprise, with a storm in their hearts. That's the largest shareholder, with 49% of the shares. It can be said that the entire Shanshui Group has changed hands. Shanshui Group, in a conference room on the top floor of a 118-story building. There are many people sitting there. At this moment, at the top, a man in a suit, who looks to be in his 50s or 60s, looks at a middle-aged man in a suit below. This middle-aged man is about 30 years old, and his appearance and temperament are extremely outstanding. Ike, it seems that you have to go to China. Let's see who this major shareholder of ours is. I wonder if the person who can take so many shares of our company is from one of the major families in Jinghua. If you want to get the recognition of your family, this is also your chance. Yes. The middle-aged man nodded, and a gleam of light flashed in his eyes. That's right, the reason why he came to Shanshui Group was that he hoped to have some background strength, so that one day in the future, he would have the confidence to go back and fight for his family property. And now, building a good relationship with the major shareholder of Shanshui Group is his opportunity to let Shanshui Group really stand behind him.